Good morning, this is Hoffman, and you're watching the 5-Minute Stoplight Show, continuous education for real estate investors and professionals. Today I want to have a session on books, and I'm going to remind you that Mike Cantu, Reggie Lowell, any successful investor or real estate agent will tell you that you need to invest your time in your own education, and that includes spending time reading and having that time where you just sit down and focus on a book. And today I'm going to talk about a couple sales books. Reason this is important to you investors: if you're trying to sell, a home seller, a owner on why they should sell the property to you, you want to have a knowledge of how to sell. That way you can translate all the benefits to selling the property to you and why it'd be good for them, for their situation, for them to move and leave their house or to give it up. Or for if you have someone buying a house. Same thing for real estate agents. If you want to explain the benefit of investing a little bit of money into fixing the home up so that you can get a better price for it. If you want to explain why it's better to price a property lower than the market as opposed to higher than the market and all those benefits, you need to have not just logic, but you need to have good sales skills so you can convey ideas in a way that wins people over. So the two main points about selling is there's two parts of it you want to be concerned about. You have to appeal to people's their emotion. That'll give them the desire to want to do what you're trying to sell them on. And number two is logic. Logic will give them the ability to say, okay, it makes sense. I'm not just on a desire. I want this really bad, so I'm going to get it. So you need to have both of those in a good sales presentation in order to to have an effective sale where people leave a transaction saying, you know what, I did the right thing, I feel good about this, and not saying, oh, that freaking salesman, sold me on this and I shouldn't have done it, it was a mistake. You need to have both of those so that, people will refer business to you in the future as opposed to, regretting, and that's, people show them away from you. Okay, so the books I want to talk about today, one of which is emotion and being able to translate the logic behind something. There's two authors that I really recommend, which is Tom Hopkins and Zig Ziglar. Both of them are purely on the art of selling. They're not necessarily real estate related, but all types of sales, and they have a lot of good information on, when you can't figure out how to verbalize something, and you just need someone to tell you, hey, if you say it like this, as opposed to just blurting it out, it comes across better, and people, internalize it better. These are the guys you want to listen to. And you can listen or read through their information, and be able to apply it back to either investing or to being a real estate agent. So I really like both of them. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I'm gonna include links to both of their all these authors' websites so you can get more information and see which book works best for you. But Tom Hopkins and Zig Ziglar both have a lot of books, so you can pick and choose through there. So therefore, the emotion and translating stuff. When it comes to logic, the Millionaire Mind series by Gary Keller of Keller Williams. Definitely need to check out all of his series. I think for both investors and agents, it makes total sense to read both of them, or the whole series basically. The Millionaire Real Estate Investor is one I've talked about before. The Millionaire Real Estate Agent is a good one for agents, and also Shift, which works good for all of them. Again, Shift, if I've talked about it before, was about how to adapt your style of marketing and selling and your business plan to a market that is rapidly changing. So from going from a buyer's market to a seller's market, for investors going from where prices are rising and there's a lot of appreciation to where prices are depreciating, and you're switching from a buy and long-term hold to a flip mentality, and knowing when and how to adjust between those two. So really good book series, the Millionaire Mind series by Gary Keller. Definitely look into that. And then lastly, when it comes to logic, I'm a big believer that if you study history and you look deep into the reasons why we have systems set up the way they are, it'll give you a lot of understanding and ability to, break stuff down in a way that the people you're trying to talk to can understand. So the book I'm talking about purely for logic and understanding how the systems work is the Ascent of Money by Niall Ferguson, and his name is spelled funny. So look at the description to see how it's spelled. but that is purely on the history of the financial system. It goes all the way back at the earliest point to, hunter and gatherer societies that don't use money, and then the growth of usuries, which are, lenders, and then the banking system, and then the bond market, the stock market, the real estate investing industry has a section in there, but it goes really deep into it, and it's the audiobook is about 12 hours long, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to get all the way through that one, but a very, very good book, very dense with knowledge, so you got to spend some time focusing on it. I hit rewind a lot when I listen to that book, so but definitely gives you a much more comprehensive grasp of how you can sell the benefits of, let's say, for a seller who's trying to get free of their debts by removing themselves from their obligation on the mortgage, or to a person who is refinancing to a person who is buying a property, and why it's important to buy now, because the combination of low house prices and low interest rates, there's a whole gamut of information you can pull from studying the history behind the finance system. So really like that. Also, if you are an investor or you are an agent and you are looking for a loan officer who really understands investors or the financial system in general, and how that can apply to being able to sell your clients, sell your buyers or your sellers, and help you either get move them up from a buying a lower price property to a higher price property and getting a bigger commission, understanding the reasons why it's such a good time to buy. You need someone who can actually sell them on the reasons for that. Give me a call or pass me along to your selling agent or your buying agent. If you're take a look down in my information, you'll see my contact information, or if you're on YouTube right now, you'll see my contact information on the screen. In any case, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.